Okay, there's one that just says live stream test. Is that the one?
Oh yeah, so we need to change the name of that.
Okay, that's not live, I don't think.
Is it not?
Nice image, fair play to you. Did you put that up just there?
Yeah. Okay, can you see that?
No, when I go into it, I can just see the image. Have a look.
Oh yeah, well that's it. Is there no audio with that? No.
No, nothing. Hang on. Hello, hello.
Okay, can you see that?
Oh yeah, there is audio, but there's no picture.
Okay, so is going on now. There we are.
Super stuff. Okay, so we'll just give people a minute or two to come on.
Just realised my position.
You look very low. You look like you were just a floating head in under somebody's like that. Okay. Oh, there it is, and the logo in the middle. Amazing. Awesome.
Okay.
A little look see who's around.
Yeah, I think the
How you doing,
audio's-
Ray?
Oh, hello there, Paul.
Hiya, Ray. How are you? So guys, we don't know if anybody's on yet, but we're trying to monitor the YouTube and the Facebook at the same time. But if you have any questions as we go along, we just wanted, we felt as if it's been quite a while since we did any online events or it's been even longer since we did any physical events in person, which we're going to get to a little bit later. But we just wanted to touch base and talk about, what we've been kind of doing and squirreling behind the scenes, and to just engage with, the community and the whole, to let you know kind of what we're working on based on your previous feedback, and also we'd like to get some further kind of feedback and interactions and see how kind of how you feel about and what we're looking to develop in the near future. So for those of you who don't know us, my name is Paul Butler Lennox. I run Film Network Ireland along with Ray Mongie. Say hello, Ray.
What's going on, but I think we need to sort of put a face to F&I and what it's about. And most of you know Paul there, some of you know me, but it's this is just a brief little run through of what we have planned over the next 6 months to a year for F&I as a community and as a business, and just to let you know that, although there's a great, fantastic team behind helping us with the podcast and different events and different things, when it comes down to it, we're just trying to bring everything together, and we don't get regular funding. Definitely we have received some funding, but it's really down to the community members and all those delicious coffees that you buy us. So thank you so much for that. It really helps us keep going, I should say. So there you go.
Yeah, well, a couple of things we wanted to talk about, and I suppose just by asking people how they are. We hope that everybody's all right. It's been a weird and trying kind of 3-4 years for everybody over the pandemic, and just thank everybody who took part in the online pandemic events, including the Connect event that was sponsored by Screen Skills Ireland. We were funded by Screen Skills for that, which was really fantastic. And then we worked with some incredible people: Lenny Abramson, Declan Lowney, the Cork Film Festival, and numerous film and TV professionals. And we created some upskilling opportunities, which we're really proud of. And we reached quite literally thousands of people, and that thousands of people signed up for all of those events, as well as our acting class, the last one that we did with Ewan Bremner, which we felt was very beneficial and just wonderful to be working with people of that caliber, and that take an interest in our little organisation, which was obviously all stemmed from this Facebook group. So it's a couple of things we want to talk about. I suppose the first of which is the mentorship, which we're going to be closing up soon. We let it kind of circulate for a couple of months so that people can see, and mentors kind of sign up to that and join as it goes along, so people can try and get in early to sign up to, I suppose, get little. They can take the opportunity to the mentors to send kind of the lift back down and to engage with people and show that we're all kind of dealing with the same insecurities and circumstances, albeit at different levels, in the creative arts, and that you're not alone out there. And I think that sometimes a kind word from somebody working to a really high standard and some practical, tangible advice, whether it be those of some of the mentors who met up in person, but then others who did it over Zoom. We've got some incredible feedback for that. So they'll be matching soon this year. I mean, you'll know some of these people from working on the film and TV scene in Ireland, some great actors and directors and producers and writers, and just wonderful people giving some time altruistically to back to the community and to F&I, and to help us kind of carry on our work. The likes of Ferdy McKenna is involved this time, brilliant writer and director and writing coach. Luke McManus, a brilliant director and educator. Pat Nolan, wonderful actor over the years, who you might know from Fair City. Kieran Foy, who's just directed parts of the second series of Sweet Tooth on Netflix. Sean O'Connor, who's a really active part of our community here, wonderful director from Cork. And Liam Ryan, producer, who I'm sure a lot of you know. And Nick Kelly, who was our very first guest on our podcast, F&I Rap Chat. Aisling I can't even say it. Franciazi. Sorry. I doubt she's watching. But yeah, she's a fantastic actor who's just really, trailblazing in film and TV in the States, and she's going to be involved in phase 2. Ali Coffey, of course, the casting director, Claire Dunn from Kin, and herself, wonderful writer and director, one of our really brilliant rising talents that we have in this country. Nick Dunning, you'd be familiar with in the community, is also going to be a mentor. Sean Brannigan, an old pal of FNI, and runs Storyboard Workshop, and he's a wonderful director in his own right. Laura Way, who directed EastEnders, and she's working on numerous projects at the moment. A wonderful director, female director. Peter Coonan from Love Hate, one of our strongest actors. Niall Murphy, producer of Treasure Entertainment. Ross Killeen from Motherland. Well, they're not Motherland anymore. Ross is a director and a producer. Jerry Nelson, doc director. Jay Jordan, a wonderful actor and a writer. Garrett Daly, who made the wonderful documentary with the two lads. What was it? Not. The name escapes me. Wonderful director.
The two lads who go off to New York.
New York from yeah.
Do you know what the name is? I remember being at an event and talking to somebody about that because I really enjoyed that, and I couldn't think of the name, and I looked it up, and it was something incredibly obvious. So maybe
which is
I don't know, but watch it. We'll find it. We'll comment below.
Yeah, nothing to declare. I could just came to me there. So wonderful people. Dave Leahy, producer of Dublin Old School. Wonderful editor, Mick Mahon, Billy Doe, another wonderful has an AD that I'm sure lots of people have worked with, and a really good one, David McLaughlin, who's a production executive that's worked on some of the biggest films of the last 20, 30 years. So really good people, really giving their time to us and sending the lift back down. We want to talk kind of some future plans. We won't keep you too long today. We're going to be having a live event called FNI Unmasked, which will be coming up in early August. Members, so those of you who are members of FNI, and that's on Buy Me a Coffee, buymeacoffee.com/FNI. If you head on over there and become a member, a yearly member, it's 50 quid per year, one-off, in a one-off payment, or it's €5 per month. And members will come to that live event. We'll have some really special guests, and based on some of our mentors, you won't be disappointed on the night with that. It'll also be a great opportunity to network. We'll do our speed networking thing, which always works incredibly well. And members come for free, and there'll be a small charge on the door, and that'll be it'll be the early August, actually the early August, I'd say at this point now. We're just confirming our venue and our special guests. Sponsorship, Ray.
Well,
Talk to me about sponsorship.
Coffees are great, but we also need bread. So if you know any sponsors who want to jump on board and help us, mainly for the FNI Rap Chat podcast, that will be fantastic. We're looking at large established companies who want to get their message out in front of a very interesting and very involved film community here in Ireland and abroad. So we are on the lookout for sponsors at the minute. So if you have anybody in mind, or if your company thinks to want to put your brand in front of our audience, not only in the podcast but in the group on the page and across our social media, which is 30,000 followers or something altogether, then shoot us an email, info@wearefni.com. That's great.
Yeah. And as a result of that, I mean, there's so many other further opportunities for sponsorship as well. I mean, we're working on, just to touch on some of our future plans. Without going into any great detail, we're working on our own crowdfunding software, our own crowdfunding platform to help specifically FNI professionals in our community to raise funds and capital for their own projects to help lift them up. And as a result of that, we've also built, or we're working on building. What else are we working on to accommodate?
Another thing that will go hand in hand in that is F&I Watch, which is essentially a streaming service. Ooh. So we're looking to build out our own streaming service, which will be available on Android, iOS, Roku, Fire Stick, online, obviously on your laptop, tablet, phone, computer, whatever. But we're going to try to keep it with shorts in general. So if you have any good shorts and you want them to submit to this, shoot us a message at info@wearefni.com. But that's the platform that we're looking to build out, and that will go hand in hand with the crowdfunding. So essentially, we're trying to help the broader community as a whole, so that if you are a director, DP, actor, whatever, you want to crowdfund your project, you can get it up on F&I Fund, and then out of that, then once you get it funded, then hopefully there'll be a place on F&I Watch for you to actually stream it. So you can get it funded first of all, and then when you have funding and you've made it, hopefully you can start generating revenue through our streaming service. But that's not all.
Yeah, we
that's
hope.
Not all.
Oh, that's not all. We do hope to kind of build out F&I Watch. And one thing that we've noticed, apart from the Screen Ireland YouTube page and the great work that they do with Short Screen, there's no kind of permanent home for short film content on the island of Ireland. So we'd like to hopefully build F&I Watch up to that kind of caliber, where people would feel as if they are fairly remunerated for the work that they've put up, so that they can get something back and it generates some sort of a fair and transparent amount of income for their short film work. So keep an eye out on our social media platforms for that over the next couple of months as we build that out. And then finally, we've been working on something kind of behind the scenes, which is a slightly larger project by the name of F&I. We'd like to do is to combine a lot of the good work that other people have been doing with us and collaborators over the last couple of years, and to create an online directory for people who are looking to upskill or retrain in film and TV. So people who might have been working specifically in something over a number of years and would like to try their luck at something else, and they have ambitions and would like to challenge themselves. We'd like to create a series of online videos for various disciplines, made to a really good standard with some really fantastic people, and make them interactive and create one-on-one opportunities with these individual HODs or educators or tutors. And we'd also like to make this available for people who are looking to make a career out of film and TV in generally speaking. So you might be thinking, okay, well, we can't be all things to all people, but we'd like to genuinely create an environment for people, particularly people maybe in from high school and kind of second level education into third level education. So they had a greater understanding of how the practical disciplines of filmmaking actually work. And that would also tie into post third level courses as well, so that everybody could access and have a fairer, more succinct idea of what it actually means to be a production designer, a costume designer, a director, a producer, what they do, what the hands-on tangible work is of doing that, and not the glitz and glamour and the red carpet elements. So that's something that we have been kind of building behind the scenes, and we're going to be working on developing our website in order to accommodate that, and then hopefully an app in the near future as well, to amalgamate all of the work that we've been doing, the community online, in our Facebook group, the podcast which we have, of which we've 170 episodes now. So if you'd like to, if you want to go to Spotify and just if you're not aware of it, and go to and search for F&I Rap Chat, you'll find all of our catalogue of episodes, and we have some really, really good ones over the last 4 years, hosted by myself, Paul Webster, Mia Malarkey, Remy Michelle Clark, Sean T. O'Merlig, and Georgina McKevitt, and just brilliant people giving their time to create a back catalogue of experience, people's first-hand experiences working in film and TV, and to break down the barrier between the kind of us and them idea or rhetoric in the film industry, which just doesn't exist, to help people to learn by others' mistakes and also learn by doing themselves. So give that a listen if you haven't. And as we said, if you'd like to support the work that we're doing, the future work that we're doing or about to embark on, please go to buymeacoffee.com/FNI and become a member there. And as we said, if you'd like to become a sponsor, an overall sponsor of some of the work that we're trying to do, please drop us an email at info@wearefni.com. And myself or Ray or one of the other team, including Kiwi O'Sullivan, who's our administrator, will get back to you. Kiwi's done some incredible work behind the scenes for us, helping us generate more further, larger opportunities for FNI in the nationally, but also internationally. And we're really, really grateful for some of the work that she's done over the years. Also, massive thanks to Larry McGowan and Paul Webster for producing the podcast and editing as well. We really appreciate that. So yeah, keep an eye out for our online event. I'm so used to saying online.
It's a real one.
It's not our in-person event.
Real people.
A real one in Dublin. I'm really sorry that we don't get around the country, but we have done, and we hope to again to be coming down to other areas, Cork, Kerry, and we're hoping at some point in the near future to do something in Belfast to try and create some glad-handing opportunities for people in Belfast and people from down south as well, to try and expand that network even further. So look, we really appreciate your time. If you like the work that we do, a big part of what we do is trying to generate other potential opportunities in business. And one thing that's very helpful and conducive to that environment is feedback and testimonials. We get that we're not everybody's cup of tea, but if you like what we do, head on over to wearefni.com/feedback and say something nice about Ray.
It's quite easy.
Because it's very easy to say nice things about Ray. And yeah, just tell us, if you want to leave some feedback about what we could do better, or you'd like to say something nice, or you found one of our initiatives of benefit, then pop along there and you can drop us a few words. Feel free to speak your mind, and we'll absolutely take the good with the bad.
Yeah, and in general, if you want to drop an email into info@wearefni.com, if you want to help us with some of the development of some of the projects that we have ongoing that are still in early stages, then we are definitely looking for people to get in there, try them out, break things, tell us what's working, tell us what's not. So any early adapters for some of them projects that we've mentioned now today would be super helpful, and you will be rewarded in turn. So
you will be rewarded
with magnificent things.
More. And also, guys, I mean, if you want to volunteer, if anyone would like to kind of help out and come along at our events, or more specifically, if you want to volunteer in any particular discipline and you have some time to spare, we are looking to generate opportunities for people that we hope that when we expand over the future can amalgamate into a kind of core team. So if you are good, or you have a background in, and you have some time to spare, and you have a background in web design, or if you have a background in, if you're a DOP or a video maker or a videographer that works to a good standard, and you think that you might be able to throw F&I 2 hours a week, 3 hours a week, or whatever, or whatever you can manage, drop us a line and just say that you'd like to kind of volunteer. We do appreciate that. We can't get back to everybody, and obviously not everybody is suitable based on their circumstances, whether it be where they are in the country, or and we're based in Dublin and so on. But if we can make it work, and you're a suitable volunteer, we'd love to hear from people. So again, in web design, videography, if you're an editor of video or an editor of audio, and you'd like to come and volunteer some of your time to the projects that we're working on, we'd love to hear from you. as well as that, motion graphics or animation, what other departments could we do a hand with?
We're looking to build out the website there, so there's a lot in the background that has been worked on. So just regarding SEO and actually content generation, so we have a lot of content there, specifically the podcast, which we're repurposing and that sort of thing. But if there's anyone who's interested to learn a bit of that, who can also volunteer a bit of time, we have a good idea about what we're doing, so hopefully we can help from a knowledge standpoint. But we just need help time wise, because we're both working essentially full-time jobs and that, and there's a lot to go into this to keep growing the community and to build the tools that we know the community have asked for. So we just need a bit more time, so that would be great. And the last sorry, Paul.
No, what were you going to say? You were going to say something much more interesting than
I was going to just mention about the office space as well.
We have a small office space, and we'd like to make that available to members on Buy Me a Coffee. So not existing Buy Me a Coffee members, because we want for it to wipe its own eye. So we're offering a kind of €45 a month kind of rolling hot desk scenario with an online calendar, so you can book a spot. So if you need a desk for yours to write, or if you want to obviously with enough notice, but a space to have a private meeting. It's not a massive space, but we do have a couple of desks in there, and we want to make that available to people who become members. We have like a goals section, like a perks section on our Buy Me a Coffee page. So if that's you, and you want a space in Dublin city centre, just off Pearse Street, of which we, or at least some of us, will be there at any given time. It's also a great opportunity to kind of network with people coming in and out of the office, and we have some very small equipment, basic kind of stuff that you can borrow. There's some tripods and bits and pieces there that you can take out as well every now and again if you're stuck. So that type of thing. So we want to create very much kind of a revolving environment where members, or at least gold members, can avail of a space to do some work if they want a quiet space to themselves away from the house. Then by all means, give us a shout or sign up on Buy Me a Coffee. That's about it from me. Ray, have you anything else?
No, I think that's enough for Pearse today. We would like to do a sort of Ask Me Anything on a more regular basis, but I think an Ask Me Anything works really well with questions from the audience and from the community. So if you have any questions that you'd like answered from myself or Paul or anyone from the FNI team, then shoot us an email, info@wearefni.com, and we'll try to have it answered in our next live call.
Also below this video as well, if you want to post any questions that we have, we moderate on the group, or even on more so on the group. We can answer any questions that you have below this video, because when this is over, we'll post the YouTube video and we'll answer your questions accordingly below, as we moderate, as we normally would. So that's it. Thanks everybody so much for stopping by, and if you have any questions, or if you need us to expand on any of the topics that we raised, please drop us a DM on any of our social media platforms, of which you can find us on
Facebook, Twitter.
You can get us on our website is wearefni.com. Facebook is facebook.com/Film Network Ireland. Instagram.com/Film Network Ireland, or at Film Network Ireland on Instagram and Facebook. Twitter at FNI_film, because we can't seem to get a hold of Film Network Ireland for some reason. Spotify, you'll get us there for our podcast. YouTube.com/Film Network Ireland, and of course on the group, Facebook.com/groups/Film Network Ireland, and wearefni.com/mentors if you want to join the mentorship scheme before we close it out for this next phase 2 round. And of course, if you want to become a member and support our work, go to buymeacoffee.com/FNI.
Brilliant. Thanks for your time. Good to chat to you, Paul.
Have a great to see you, Ray.
See you
Great
later.
to see you.
Bye.
Right, bye, everyone.
Bye.